Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Maverick again. I'm happy to say that Phase 2 is complete. Sorry it took me a little while to get this video going here. Basically, before I get into here, I'm under my car here. Before I get into what Phase 2 was consist of, I want to thank everyone at UMI Performance and also Sam Strano at Strano Performance, which I picked up all these great suspension parts at. Sam, he's just been absolutely wonderful. Sam Strano. If you guys don't know who he is, he's a multi SCCA autocross and road race winner. He knows his stuff when it comes to handling cars. You know what I'm saying? I came up to him. I always wanted to get these parts in my car. I always want the UMI suspension parts, and went up to Sam, and under his expert tutelage, I picked up these suspension parts. It's kind of hard to show underneath the car here without a rack, but we're gonna go ahead and do our best here. Now that shot right there, the red, you see, that's the torque arm, UMI torque arm, very beefy, hooked up to the 12 bolt there. I already had that previously on Phase 1, but still doesn't hurt to show it. Now, another thing that I picked up off Sam is this Fay 2 Watts link. Now, what a Watts link is basically IRS for a solid rear axle car. I know it's kind of hard to see, but bear with me here. You see that arm? There's no more PanHard bar. There's where the PanHard bar actually used to hook up to. That's the PanHard brace. Hooks up to this arm here. And another mechanical arm. See if I can get a shot of that. See that mechanical arm there? Now that caused the rear end to go true up and down. That's a job of a PanHard bar. Is to make sure your rear end doesn't go side to side, and the torque arm there prevents the rear end from twisting. Now, that's kind of, when you hit a turn, this thing is beautiful because you have an arm just like this on the other side going up and down. It's called a Watts link. So kind of like IRS for solid rear axle, if you will. And I'll tell you right now, this thing is fantastic with it on. Has 450 rear wheel horsepower, as if you've seen Phase 1. And before, it would just slide. I mean, it would handle okay, but now it handles supercar-ish. Also picked up a set of Sam's front and rear sway bars. Sam Strano's front and rear sway bar, hollow sway bars. He personally won multiple SCCA championship using these bars. They're fantastic sway bars. Now give me a moment here so I can slide up front so I can show you. Got lower control arms, new lower control arms. Before I had the excuse me, I had the BMR tubular lower control arms, rear lower control arms. But now, see if I can get a good shot of that. I only have one side polyurethane, and the other side is a roto joint. Now, what a roto joint is a spherical bearing at the end of the unit, and it has a spherical bearing that has a dell ring. So basically, the car doesn't bind. You have a bind-free suspension. When the car turns, that turns in the direction you want to go. Most of my pieces here are now roto joint. Get another shot of that torque arm there. Rear sway bar. And another thing I have to say great about Sam Strano is he didn't sell me the parts that I think I wanted. He sold me the parts that I needed. In other words, I was ready to buy this part, that part. I was like, Sam, I want to buy this, I want to buy that. He goes, well, what are you trying to do with the car? He would actually sit down. He's an extremely busy guy. And for him to sit down, break down how each part would help to achieve the goal that I'm trying to attain, that's just fantastic. I actually thank him for that. He took a lot of time explaining to me. And to explain to a guy like me, it's going to take a while, believe me. So I thank him for that. Let me go ahead and, this is the back here. Also in the front, there's no way to show that when the car's on the ground. I got new boxed, road race K members, which is the engine cradle. And boxed lower A arms, which is new from UMI. Give me a moment here. Now I have the hood up to try to attempt to show you the new engine cradle K-member. It's kind of hard to see, but my cousin, I had the hood up, I showed my cousin this, he actually says you can actually see the floor now. With the stock K-member, all you saw was metal and things like that. Look, there's a sway bar. And I have Prothane, polyurethane motor mounts now, which is fantastic. Let me go ahead and go underneath here. I'm sorry for the interruptions. It's not. Now this is my new boxed lower A arms, new from UMI. There's the Roto joint I was telling you about. Let me get a good shot of that. No bushing deflection whatsoever. And there's my K member. Now, this is the road race version. UMI has two versions of the K member, which is their regular K member and their road race K member. Both K members are 20 pounds lighter than stock. The road race K member is a little bit heavier because it has additional bracing, as you can see, for road race and autocross applications. So it's a little. They use additional bracing, so it's about 3 pounds heavier, if memory serves me correctly, than their other version. But you still get over 20 pounds weight saving, and this is 5 pounds lighter than stock. So I shaved about, with the sway bars, an estimated 30 pounds off the front end of my car. And not only did I do that, the car is just stiffer now. The whole car is just stiff. It plants. I don't have to turn as much now. Like I will go into a turn, and I wouldn't have to correct until way later down than normal. This thing handles supercar-ish. The only thing's missing, the suspension is complete. The only thing's missing from the suspension is shocks and springs and wider tires, which is the core of any good suspension. Any good supercar nowadays will have wide tires and good shocks. Example, ZR1, ZL1, beautiful cars. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm rambling here, so let's so future goals. Replace these Bilsteins. These Bilsteins, I gotta go. They're starting to wear out, and the whole suspension is stiff now. So I noticed a little twitch there. So the shocks definitely gotta be replaced. I'm thinking of either KW coilovers, Variant 3 coilovers, or Coney double adjustables. I'm gonna talk to Sam when I'm ready to do that goal. Talk to Sam, see what he says. Whatever he says, he's my suspension guru. Under his expert tutelage, I'm even here showing you these parts. So whatever he says, I'm gonna do. because this thing has 550 horsepower. And I'm going to slap an intake on there. It's going to have 600 horsepower. My goal is to, get the suspension going, get this thing out, road race, autocrossing.